about to be summer. This is what's happening. I'm freezing. This is stop number 2, Bunnings, because hello Australia. Bunnings is just an Australian thing, isn't it? Do that again. The way to test them out. Oh, the old Aus trail.
You can put ice packs and shit.
Jade genuinely wants to get a giant Santa, possibly. Put it outside the house, you know, as you do. Just 2 AM snack things. This is how I feel, exactly. So, cheers to travelling all night. Technically morning, but it was all night as well. See if there's any fatality. No. Yeah. Hello guys from Borneo, just walking Dexter up here, which is like the swamp thing, just about to ride him. Thought I was just going to watch the Melbourne Cup in these clothes, and now I'm wearing Fashion Nova jeans to ride, so hope people appreciate that. Currently just walking Dex and watching the show jumping, because might as well, if I can, do 2 things at once. Sorry, I can't talk, I'm so tired. I haven't slept for like 2 days basically, except for last night, but that was like 5 hours. Look at this, I got this the other day, I haven't used it yet. It's my new helmet. Finally got something different to a Charles Owen after 6 years. It's a cask. So I guess I'll be wearing it today for the first time, which is exciting. Came with so much stuff. Do you like my $50 Kmart trolley? Love it.
I do my own thing.
Okay, so this was my first round of the week, which was the first round of the Emerald series, which is 115 to 120. And he was actually quite forward this first round, which is probably just because it was his first round. And it's a fairly big atmosphere. It was pretty windy, but I mean, it wasn't cold that day, thankfully. At least we stayed dry for one day. But yeah, he rode quite nicely. There were some distances that were definitely a bit too close in my opinion, but I prefer having him a bit more closed than too open, because then he just can't make the distances in between fences, like he runs out of space. But yeah, he was just a bit fresh, as you can see, just kind of like, well, let's go. But yeah, I was really pleased with him. But the only issue is I ended up with one time fault after this, which completely put me out of the competitive part of the series. So I just ended up being in the constellation one on the last day and not actually the final because of one time fault. But yeah, he finished quite well. It's just in the middle he got a bit like, I want to drag and fight you. So with the time fault, he placed about 70th out of 125 horses. My phone's on 1%, so I'm going to make this quick. Kidding, this is for Dexter. Today, Dexter was really good. He doesn't like being in the stable 24/7, so I'm going to have to walk him a lot because he started getting a bit like fresh, I guess. But he went clear and I was like, yeah, sweet. All right, well now I need to learn the jump off. And then I realized that I had one time fault, so that's really annoying. No more for today. That was my only class today. Tomorrow I have 3 classes, which is pretty full on. I have the second round of the Emerald, and then I have the meter 10, and I've also entered the open meter 25, but I'm not sure about doing that. I think I'm just gonna see how it looks because I haven't actually done a meter 25 before on him, like the first round meter 25. I've only done like a meter 20 and then done the jump off, and I've done that a few times, but we'll see how big it is and stuff. It'd be fine to just decide then, because I think the entry wasn't very expensive. Like, I mean, it was still expensive, but it was nowhere near how much it is usually to enter for like a series. It's usually like 100 or 150 or something, whereas I think this one was only like $20 to enter or something. So I was like, oh well, I'll just get to the show and see how I feel. That's it today though, and it's only 2 o'clock I think. Trying to show things. I'm trying to get a cute Insta story where I like have Dexter and that in a photo, but he's refusing to eat grass in front of it, so that's sick. Yum. It is day 2, and as you might be able to hear, we have lovely weather today. So there's that. Can't wait to get absolutely soaked. Dexter seems to be feeling particularly relaxed, probably because he's settling into stable life finally. Other things to say, I bought new breeches because I didn't bring enough pairs, because I stupidly forgot that you can wear beige breeches, and instead just brought my leggings, like the HLH Comfort Sport leggings, and they have that black stripe on it, and I asked the judges how they would feel about me riding in them. One of the judges said yeah sure, the other judge said like, oh, he'd prefer if I didn't. And if anyone's wondering about that, like if you can compete in them, you just have to ask. And it's just the fact that this is such a big show, like it's the Australian Championships. He just thought for this level of show maybe not. So I bought these, which are for horses, and they're kind of cool. They've got like just like a zipper like that. The thing I hate about them though is it looks like your underwear line is really bad because there's a seam right where your underwear line normally is. Like, I don't know why they would do that, but yeah, I got grey ones because this weather basically. Okay, so the second day and the second round of the Emerald Series, this was a 1 round stakes, so it was basically go as fast as you possibly can, and even people that had rails were winning and placing in this class because that's kind of how this worked. And I don't know the exact table, whatever it is, the exact rule on this one, but I did try and go fast. It's hard with Dexter because he's so big and he's got such a big stride and he's just a bit slow to turn and stuff, so it's harder to ride him quickly. So it doesn't look very pretty. It's not pretty at all, actually. But hey, we got around, and we got around fairly quickly. So I think we came around 20th or something in this, which was really good considering there were about 105 horses that competed in it. And that was so ugly, that line. But yeah, I just tried to go as quick as I possibly could with my long horse that his brain is a bit slow to react sometimes. And I'm sorry that this footage is kind of blurry. Apparently Jay doesn't know how to use my camera still. Thanks, Jay. But also thank you, Jay. Hello. And then this is the open 125, which I decided to go in because he was jumping really nicely. So this was my first ever 125 with him, like a first round 125, and he jumped so brilliantly. And I find he just really comes together when the jumps get a bit bigger, like even in close distances like that. Like, oh, definitely should have ridden up to that a bit more instead of taking the short distance. But like, he just kind of knows how to rock back on himself now. And the funny thing is, over that second part of the double, I actually kind of just like sat there and just forgot that I had to release a little bit, but it probably actually helped him because sometimes in doubles, over the verticals in doubles, he knocks a rail because he's just a little bit more careless, especially when the first part of the double is a vertical and it's a bit lower. But yeah, the end of the round went fairly well, except this I probably could have rode up a little bit more, but I went for the closer distance, which, I mean, it didn't look too bad. And then I kind of cut in here. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm going very fast, but I did take lines that were a bit shorter and a bit closer and that, because that's where I can go a little faster, whereas I can't really just gallop him at fences. Hey guys, alrighty, it is day 3, I think, of being here. I'm just heading off to feed Dexter. So yesterday was actually insane. I competed in the second round of the Emerald Series, which I am very glad that I did the Emerald Series in the end because it's quite big. They're quite big jumps. I think they range from like 115 to 120 yesterday. And then the next class, which took like 9 years to get to because there were 105 competitors in the Emerald Series second round. I went in the meter 25, which was my first ever meter 25, because, you know, what is a better time to do your first ever class of that height than at your nationals? It was just an open one and it was in the pouring rain, and so very few competitors went in it. I think it was like 9 competitors in total. Went clear, which was incredible, and he jumped so nicely. So we got second, which is actually insane. I can't believe I'm leaving this show, this huge show with one of these, especially in this colour, because like, wow, second. And that colour is like first in other countries, so that's kind of cool. I cannot be more proud of that horse. He just is absolutely everything that I wanted. It took 4 years, 3 years, but I've owned him for like almost 5 years. So it's taken a long time, but it has 100% been worth it now with how great he is. And I do want to actually take him to an eventing event, just kind of for funsies, maybe early next year or something, because it's kind of the end of the eventing season for SA now. That's the thing too, I want to do a video explaining why I'm no longer eventing at all. I do want to go back to it at some stage, but I just want to kind of explain why I'm not doing it anymore at this point in time. So today is mine and Dexter's day off. The Emerald series kind of has a break. You can do like an open 110, but I kind of thought that was pointless, and he really deserves a day off now. So today I'm wearing a brand new pair of my leggings. This order, I decided to order them with black stitching. Hello, Dex. Hello. I found out just from this event, he knows my car, the sound of my car, so well. So I drive up here every day because we're staying in a hotel. And he can hear my car pulling up, which is like 20 metres away, or like 30 metres away. He's like, that's her, ready to get fed. As today is my break day, I was gonna just chill out in the restaurant and see how nice it is and stuff, and just watch everyone going around from there. But Dexter has a very weepy eye, so I've now got the on-site vet to come have a look at him, because horses. But yeah, he's had a few eye issues before, so hopefully there's nothing in it. It's only been like this for like an hour or two, so I think it should be okay, and he'll just put some ointment in it. Don't wipe yourself on me, please. So the vet just came and he said it's nothing really to worry about at this stage, and just to see how it goes over the next 24-48 hours. He just thinks that possibly something got in there while I was riding him yesterday. Horses are usually pretty good at getting rid of that sort of thing. It's just if there's like an ongoing kind of infection. What's that? Do you like my top? I don't know about that. You want to be in the vlog?
I was thinking about it yesterday.
Hello, how are you? Yeah, not bad.
Alrighty friends, so this was the last day of competition for me, and it was the Emerald Series Consolation, which was basically for all the riders who didn't get into the final because they had faults. And yeah, so this was I thought supposed to be a quick round because I read the rules or the table wrong. So I was trying to go reasonably quick, and he was jumping really nicely too, which was good. But yeah, I was trying to go quick, but obviously clean as well. But yeah, no, I was lucky that I didn't have any down, because I later found out that they were going to have a jump off and it didn't matter how fast I went in this. But I mean, it was good practice, I guess, for getting him to go fast. And he did do a lot of nice jumps over this track, which was good. And considering the weather and all that and how he was going, I was really, really happy with him in this round, especially how he jumped that first vertical of the double, because he didn't have it down. So yeah, this was the jump off then, and you can see me like backing him up before asking him for a walk to canter, and that's to kind of just get him on his aids, because he was getting a bit dull this day because he was a bit over it, and so he was just a bit dull to turn, dull to go off my leg, and then dull to come back with the bit. So I use a lot of transitions usually to kind of G them up, like get them a little bit more on your aids. Like that's what I personally do, and that's what my trainers have always taught me to do. So yeah, I did some inside lines and stuff, and I kind of angled that one. And then I got to this one, which funnily enough my coach sponsors, and he had it down, obviously, as you saw. But yeah, I was 1 second off the fastest time as well, but yeah, I had that one rail. So I would have came second if I didn't have that annoying rail, but I came 5th. Is there 5? Wait, is that 5th? No, I think I came 6th. But it looked like it was 5th because I was like the 5th horse there. Anyway. You are ready to be done, aren't you, mate?
Yeah.
Now we have to wait for everyone to walk the goddamn thing. Has it been announced yet?
I don't think so. I was hoping this announcement was it. Yeah. I think because she can really pull, but I think I know why that.
Oh fuck, they're walking the course. Ah, Jay, can you... Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so this was my final round, and in all honesty, I'm embarrassed to show you it because this was a 1:15 1-round stakes, so I was really going for it because it was my last class of the show, and I wanted to just see how quick I could go with him. And yeah, it was all going quite well at the start, like, ooh, look at him go. He goes, and then he comes back. We do the inside turn over that fence. Yeah, it goes nicely over that double, then like cuts out a stride over that one. Still goes on the inside line, like he's really listening to me. And then I got a bit too cocky and tried to turn him for the inside line for that, but didn't get the line very good and put in a stride, and then got 2 in the 1 stride. So got a little bit too cocky, probably could have gone on the outside, and then you see he, for some reason, just didn't want to do that jump in particular, because that's the thing with Dexter, like, you can't really keep pushing him, he gets a bit over it, and so, yeah, he just kind of glanced off that fence, and yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I think you're a bit over it, and so it was just as well, it was his last round. This was me all weekend, by the way. So I'm done, finished today, and I did not go that well in my last round. More on what's happening right now. We're just mindlessly driving around because I only booked the hotel for like 5 nights. And so now we don't have any place to stay tonight. So we're just mindlessly driving.
PlayStation.
Yeah, we could just get arrested and then stay in a cell tonight. It's also freezing and I just really want to shower after riding today. So I had 3 rounds and I just feel disgusting. He was really good, except he had the second to last down, which was really annoying because he would have been second. He was like, I think the winner got like 39 seconds and I was 40 seconds, but then I had the rail, so I came 6th. So I've got this really pretty purple ribbon for 6th. Can you,
What do you want?
I want some McDonald's.
That's not this.
Dex has been fed and watered and stool cleaned and walked and rugged, so everything is done. And the only reason why I'm staying is because Dexter's staying for another night, because Wendy Schaefer is going tomorrow, not today, because tomorrow there is the Australian Senior Championships. So that's going to be really interesting to watch because they're really big jumps, because it's for literally the Australian champion show jumper of the year. So as you can imagine, quite competitive. So I was also in the 115 1-round stakes and I absolutely sped with him. I felt like going quick, but then I absolutely ruined a turn that happened, and then he randomly glanced off and spooked at another fence, like the 3rd to last, and so I did a circle and came back to it. So I got like 8 penalties, which is very annoying, but I still had a really quick time because I was just going that quick. So yeah.
How far's the other one away?
Anyway, bye. Today is the day we're leaving, and of course it's the day that it's like the clearest it's been, which is still not nice, but at least it's not pouring with rain and making everything really muddy. I don't have any classes today with him. Thanks. Can you hide the wind for me, please? And the truck is bogged on the way out, like most of the trucks that trying to go through. So we're waiting for that now. It's about 5 PM on Sunday. So cool. Honestly, it was bound to happen. We've now got the tractor to come and pull it out. Let's hope this actually happens. They're all just like, what the hell is that thing doing? Says yes, home time. Hello, lovely boy. That's a lot of flies.